Cheers and salutations. Welcome one and all to Americans Learn. And today we have ourselves a fun video to check out. It is from Sabaton history. And unfortunately, again, I am going out of order, but it's for a very special reason. See, for those of you who don't know, I am a Marine. And we're going to be talking about something very close to my heart. That is the Devil Dogs, U.S. Marines, Sabaton history. And you know the rules. Especially when we watch anything from Sabaton history here on Americans Learns. Please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit that ring bell notification. That way you're made aware we upload new content upon our YouTube channel. But also, please support Sabaton history, Sabaton, and all of their content. Follow them on social media. It's the right thing to do. The original link to this video is in the description box below. So please be hip, be cool cats, do the right thing, and support the original content creators. But we're checking out this video, and we're going to be playing the music video as well. So grab yourself a tasty snack and a tasty beverage, and let's check it out in a 3, a 2, a 1.
I'm Indy Nidell.
And I'm Pat from Sabaton.
And this is Sabaton History. The U.S. Marines, who got the nickname Devil Dogs, made a serious impact towards the end of the First World War.
And we thought that Devil Dogs would be a perfect title for a Sabaton song, and the story was really good.
The U.S. Marines have been training for fighting the Great War in France since the U.S. declaration of war on Germany, April 6, 1917. They were a rather small force, not even 14,000.
The best there is, best there ever will be. M-A-R-I-N-E-S, that's the way you spell success. Oh, yeah.
Men strong. But the U.S. Marine Corps could look back on a long and proud history of service. The
Absolutely.
Soldiers of land and sea had served U.S. interests overseas in places like the Philippines, Haiti, and even the coasts of China. But now, they were sent out to fight in a global war of which the U.S. had only been a passive spectator, and their enemies were not poorly trained insurgents, but battle-hardened soldiers who'd seen years of active combat. To prepare themselves for modern war, the Marine Corps had included mostly French battle doctrines in their training, especially the new French emphasis on move and fire tactics, but with the Marine Corps preference of the smaller platoon formation. Equipped with rifles, light support artillery and machine guns, and rifle grenades, the Marines soon at least looked like a modern fighting force. And yes, before you comment, the American version of the show-shot light machine gun was terrible, but packing serious firepower while being as mobile as possible was of prime importance to the Marine Corps style of fighting. Anyhow, they did not simply just copy French doctrines, though, but put heavy emphasis on traditional soldiery as well. True to
The best there is, of course.
their credo, every Marine a rifleman, the Corps constantly honed its skills on the shooting range with the standard Springfield rifle and trained for close combat with the bayonet. Two skills that, while not left behind in the Great War, took a backseat to others in terms of general 1918 combat, where the machine gun and the hand grenade were thought of as the tools of the infantryman. In early 1918, the huge German spring offensives, the Kaiserschlacht, had smashed into and through the Allied lines in Belgium and France. And as their Operation Blücher kicked off in late May, the Germans were soon less than 50 miles from Paris. Panic spread, even though the offensive was pretty clearly running out of steam, and the Allies urged the Americans to send in reinforcements. The Marines, as part of the 2nd American Division, were among those first reinforcements that were judged ready to be sent into action. Operation Blücher had created a large salient across the Aisne River and into the French front lines from Rheims to Soissons, and the German army was trying to get a hold on strategically valuable positions from which to launch further attacks. Such a position was Bellow Wood. The first elements
Bellow Wood, forever archived in Marine Corps history.
of the 5th Marine Regiment were rushed into the lines on June 2nd. They were greeted by exhausted French soldiers who suggested the Marines follow their retreat, to which Captain Lloyd Williams only retorted, "Retreat? Hell, we just got here."
That's right. You gosh darn Skippy, that's right.
The French were by no means broken, but they had taken a hard hit, and the Americans had to take the defensive lead and dug in. The next day, as the Germans advanced from Bellow Wood over an open wheat field, they were unexpectedly met by highly accurate rifle fire and cut down in large numbers before hastily retreating back to the wood, probably wondering what the heck had just hit them. The German positions within Bellow Wood overlooked a wide area, and the small town of Bellow itself and its surroundings. And if an Allied counterattack was going to successfully eliminate the German salient and drive them back over the Aisne, their positions in Bellow Wood had to be taken. The next day, June 3rd, the Marines formed up in light order and marched over the same wheat field towards the woods to take it by storm. But as they marched into the open, they were suddenly hit by rifle and machine gun fire. Taking heavy casualties, the advance was quickly halted and the survivors pulled back. Clearly, the Americans were still green, and they had to learn, and learn fast.
Don't worry, us Marines learned fast. We got this. We're ready to push back.
The Germans opposing them were veterans of the 4th Reserve Corps. Their commander was Major Yosef Bishof, a career soldier who had fought in the German Africa mission and was himself an experienced bushfighter. Although his men were suffering from exhaustion and chronic shortages of ammunition, shells, and food, he was determined to put his experience to good use in the thick of the woods, and carefully prepared his defenses. Thick undergrowth of bushes and large boulders were ideal hiding spots, and the steep ravines and hills slowed down every advance. So while it was really difficult to maintain an attacking formation, it also was to maintain a static line of defense. Bellow Wood was a place of small unit fighting. To break into Bellow Wood, the Marines had to take the high ground in the villages outside the woods first. While French artillery blasted Bellow Wood into an even more unmaneuverable maze, the men of the 5th Marines went into battle once again. On the 6th of June, they advanced towards the German positions on Hill 142, a major strongpoint that overlooked large parts of the woods. Again, they were met by entrenched machine guns and took heavy casualties in brutal fighting, especially after the German counterattack smashed into their advance. But the Marines prevailed. The hill was strewn with mutilated bodies from both sides, but it demonstrated that the Marines were not shaken by the effects of battle, which was good, because this was only a taste of what was yet to come. On the 11th, another major attack began. While other Marine companies attacked from the north and south, the main force was again ordered to advance over the open wheat field. This time, though, they had the help of a heavy ground fog that shrouded the advancing Marines from the eyes of the German outposts until they were already on top of them. Bayonets first, the Marines stormed into the German trench lines, attacking at close range. In those woods, the men were cut off. The heavy fog made flare guns ineffective, and telephone lines were already cut by the shelling. Only cold steel and personal bravery would prevail.
And only the Marines could deliver that.
The Americans were victorious in rolling up the forward defenses, but the Germans were not done yet. Vanishing in the bushes, they retreated to new defenses. The initial rush had cost the Marines dearly, and during the night, they were suddenly hit by 7,000 mustard gas shells, saturating their surroundings with deadly toxins. Still, they were determined to push on, NCOs leading the small platoons. Machine
NCOs lead the way.
gun nests were stormed by all-or-nothing bayonet charges. Grenades exploded among trees and rocks, sending deadly splinters flying through the chaos of battle, and snipers targeted them from the treetops. But still, the Marines kept up their momentum. In fact, their aggressiveness was their best asset in those thick woods. More than once, they pushed through the German lines, then rolled up their defenses from the rear. In the spirit of Dan Daly, who just days before had spurred on his fellow Marines.
Dan Daly, recipient Not one, but 2 Congressional Medals of Honor.
With the words, "Come on, you sons of bitches, do you want to live forever?" The
Nope. Never that. Never that.
Marines surged
Push forward.
forwards. Few prisoners
Hold on, rewind that part.
on his fellow Marines with the words, "Come on, you sons of bitches,
you want to live forever?"
The Marines surged forwards. Few prisoners were taken in these days of the war, if any. It was merciless, you or me, close-range fighting, with no room for quarter. After days of combat, the Germans had lost significant chunks of ground and finally broke on the evening of the 24th. They fled to their last fortified positions near the edge of the woods. The Marines, though, had to stop as well. Despite their success, the casualties had been high, and thousands of Marines were either dead or wounded, among them Captain Williams, who had succumbed to gas and shrapnel wounds. It was now up to the heavy artillery to soften up the enemy first before the final attack could drive them from the wood. After a night of heavy shelling, the Marines moved out. Again, they met heavy machine gun and sniper fire. But after a few hours of heavy fighting, the battle was pretty much over. Ever more exhausted and demoralized Germans surrendered without a fight, and whole companies were captured by single men. By midday, June 26, after 25 days of fighting, the last Germans in the wood were killed or captured. The report to American headquarters read, "Wood's now U.S. Marine Corps entirely."
As it should be.
The fighting for Bellow Wood became an instant PR hit in the American media. Ecstatic newspaper headlines ran on how the Marines saved Paris and of how the vicious devil dogs, as they were called, were feared by the Germans. Bellow Wood was in many ways the birthplace of the modern U.S. Marine Corps, and the name Devil Dog stuck after the heavy fighting of those June days in 1918. It is not entirely clear if, and in fact is even unlikely, that the name Devil Dogs, in German Teufelshunde, has its roots in the actual engagement in Bellow Wood. The term Teufelhunde had already appeared in the La Crosse Tribune in Wisconsin on April 27th. And other newspapers attributed the Devil Dog name to German pilots who apparently cursed the accuracy of American anti-aircraft batteries with that name. But whatever the case, the Marines had taken the fight to the enemy.
I'm going to go with my facts, which, again, Indy Idell, 100% intellectual through and through, well-versed historian. The nickname was given to us out of fear and respect by the German forces. So there. I am 100% correct. No, but seriously, fantastic finding out about how the glorious United States Marine Corps got its glorious nickname.
And were ready and willing to accept heavy casualties to achieve victory. So the fighting at Bellow Wood might as well have earned them the nickname Devil Dogs. The ferociousness of the attack was a real contributor that summer to the breakdown of the morale of the Germans, who had erroneously thought of the Americans as incompetent farmers and cowboys that did not know how to fight. They were very much mistaken. Okay, now Devil Dogs is from the new album, The Great War. Yep.
Yes. And one of the things that catched my attention while writing this song was the phrases that were supposedly said during this one. All right, you sons of bitches.
You want to live forever. Yeah.
That one.
Yeah. Glorious.
And we even put it into the song. So when Joachim was recording, he was like, and where do I sing this? Like, there are no melody for this.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, no, that's just a feeling that you do when in this part. And he's like, then I know.
Wait, can we hear that little bit?
Come on, you sons of bitches! Do you want to live forever?
There we go. Shockingly as it is, I mean, when I'm writing something, I try to zoom in on the maps and see what it is.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, this forest is so small.
Yeah.
How could such a significant, brutal fighting happen around this little area here?
Yeah, sure.
And then I looked at maps from World War I,
Yeah.
and I realized that it was the same farms,
Yeah.
the same fields.
A lot of places you think were big were not that big. I mean, the whole of Verdun, this monster about. You can walk it. You can walk it in an afternoon. I mean, it's the size of central Stockholm. That's not that big, you know, for 800,000 people to lose their lives.
And
Okay, now that we talk about the size of the place, 800,000 people dead. Eesh.
Bellow would the same. I mean,
Yeah.
you walk across it in a few minutes,
Yeah, you're
not
like-
even half a day.
Like, wait. Where's the rest of it?
You can watch it. You can oversee the whole thing. We also even went before we met in Verdun. You remember that?
Yeah, sure, we had fun.
stopped at Bellow Wood Memorial.
All right, okay.
We were driving, and this was actually not a stop planned. The publicist in France didn't even know that we had wrote the song because everything was secret at this time. And then I was watching where we were, and I'm like, Bellow? Okay. So I was telling the driver, we need to take a little bit of a detour. It's only gonna take us 20 minutes, and it's gonna be important for the rest of our lives. It means a lot when we actually get to a place where
you
we
sing about
where
and
we
stuff, yeah,
sing
sure.
about. So yeah.
And now, whose idea was the idea of having a song about devil dogs for the album? Was that yours or Joachim's? Or?
The song was written by me, and we thought about naming it in the original German title, like
Teufelhunde.
Teufelhunde. But Devil Dogs just sounds better.
Do you know it? But there is a snack cake called Devil Dogs in the States. It's chocolate and it's got cream on the inside. It's
Ooh, delicious.
I don't know if it came after or before the Marines and stuff, but they're good though. They are good.
I have to try that.
Well, you'll be touring the States later this year, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So bring us back a box of Devil Dogs.
I will
so
bring
we can
it back.
do like a review with the whole band. We can get Tommy and Chris and Hannes here,
And we
everybody
all
can
eat the Devil
Devil
Dogs.
Dogs.
No, good luck. Good luck. Oh, wait, talking about the cake. Okay.
Well, since this is a song from the new album, can we hear another few seconds of that music? July 19th, you'll be able to hear this song and the other songs on the Great War, and that is it for Sabaton History for today. See you next time.
Oh, but we're not done yet. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. Oh, no. We're not done yet. Let us go ahead and get our fun on by listening to Sabaton the Devil Dogs, the official music video or lyric video. So we got our learn on. Now let's get ready to enjoy a glorious song written for the glorious Marine Corps that has attained the glorious nickname Devil Dogs. Do not mess with us. We don't play screw around here. We never will. Don't mess with us. Let's play this music.
Battles and right history. I
Do you want to live forever? Okay. It is single-handedly decided that's my favorite song from Sabaton history. For many reasons that are unbiased. I think it's number one, Marine Corps leading the way, Devil Dogs, Semper Fidelis. It's good. It's good when I get to check out some stuff like this. 10 out of 10, life-changing video. Semper Fi, do or die. Marines. That's the way you spell success. So please be sure to follow and support Sabaton on all their social media platforms. Subscribe to them. It's the right thing to do. Be a hip, cool cat. It's Marine Corps approved as well. Take care. All the best. Drink water and keep on winning. And Semper Fidelis to all of you lovely people.